rhythm and the crew. Move, move. Alright, I make me tell you listen. Move, move. We a dance to the rhythm and the groove. Move, move. Watch them massive and crew, them a move. So we chop it, so we do it. This a rhythm that lock down the street. So we chop it, so we do it. This a when you come feel lock down the street. Alright, so we chop it, so we do it. Lock down we a lock down the street. So we chop it, so we do it. This a when you come feel lock down the street. All I'm full of go play back again. And everybody say yeah. All I'm full of go play back again. See them tackle up the big tune. All I'm full of go play back again. And everybody say yeah. All I'm full of go play back again. See them tackle up the big tune. All I'm full of go play back again. And everybody say yeah. All I'm full of go play back again. See them tackle up the big tune. All I'm full of go play back again. And everybody say yeah. All I'm full of go play back again. See them tackle up the big tune.
Selection 518, read back correct call for taxi, any runway you'd like.
What is going on, folks? How are you? Welcome aboard the Flight Sim Broadcasting Network. My name is Jason. If you're new to the channel and you want to know what we're about, well, it's about three things. One, do it right, learn something, and have fun. That's kind of what we do on this channel. We try to do it the right way, and not always it works. Welcome aboard, though, and if you are new, do me a favor right now. Whoever's watching, hit the like button, and if you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the little bell notification. This way you know when we release something new or something like that. Welcome aboard. Riptide Flight 5803. This is going to be a charter flight with the New York Rangers over to Montreal. They play Montreal tomorrow, so we're going to fly them over there from White Plains, and this is the exact route they flew and the exact time they flew it. So hopefully you all had a good week. Thibs, how are you? He's checking in. And Sean, what is going on? Sean says, Thibs says, let's do some flying. You bet. Let's do a walk around first on the aircraft. We are going to go ahead and take a look at this strake. Straight's looking good, and they'll come up. The AOA indicator is right there.
Runway 22 right.
Okay, we got Pitot heat. Pitot tubes right there. Take a look at our nose gear.
Heading, clear takeoff on runway 22 right.
Obviously, we have ATC on board. Now we've got
runway 22 left, clear to land.
Alpha Vane. I could shut that off, I guess. Let me do that right now. Let's just shut that off for a minute. We do have ATC online, so we're going to have ATC throughout. We already got the airplane boarded, and not only that, we got it fueled. So it's boarded and fueled, so that's pretty neat, right? So really, we got a surprise for all of you today. Wait a minute. Okay, that's just the CTAF frequency. Good, doors closed. That's good on this side, and we're going to come over here. Doors are closed over here. That's good. We've got everything loaded. Pitot static system is right here in the aircraft. I shouldn't say Pitot, just the static system. Right down along here. Just make sure there's no tape on it or anything like that. That would be a big problem if you didn't do that. That looks good too. All right, we'll stand up now. Make sure there's no birdies in there. That's actually your brake cooling. Isn't that wild? It's pretty cool. Leading edge of the aircraft looks good. No dents, damages on the wing or anything like that. Hey, Gary, what's going on? How are you? Welcome aboard. Sean, how are you? Sean's checking in as well. And folks, this is a fast flight tonight, okay? It's not very long. This is going to be about 59 minutes from gate to gate. Once we get in and push back, it's a really quick flight into Montreal. We do have some weather up there in Montreal, Canada today. There is snow. We have light snow and about 23 degrees. Looking at the tires, look good. I wish they'd model that like any builds has done with their A300. That's pretty cool. It's up in the game for, I think, a lot of developers to do something like that, kind of like A2A has done. And looking at the stabilizer, rudder looks good. It's nice to have these daytime flights. I'm so used to flying these charters at night. It's pretty nice. Exhaust looking good. The stairs are up in the wells. We already boarded, by the way. So literally, we're going to get in. We do have Cliff with us today. So if Cliff behaves, we'll get Cliff activated and hopefully he can work. If not, he's going to be flying rubber dog crap out of Hong Kong. I guarantee it, because I'm going to fire him again. We'll see. We've got the flight with Cliff. We'll see how bad he screws this thing up. All right. Wingtips looking good. Again, static. The static wicks are good. They're on the aircraft. Want to make sure you have a few of those. 4 on each wing on that side, and then 2 over the tips. Leading edge looks good. There's no damage to the wing. The flap fairings look good as well. And then we're just going to duck under here, check our tires. And we're going to have a look. Tires and brakes. Kind of look at those. I think the wear pins on the other side. I don't know if you can see them. Did they model that? I mean, I probably didn't model the wear pins, but no, I can't see the dang wear pins. Anyway, they'd be over there. Excuse me. All right. We got to get up. Again, static port down here. You check that. I'll come over here and check this one. By the way, folks, we're getting closer to that 1,000 subs. When we get 1,000 subs, we will be doing a special 1,000 sub flight here. All right, let's get in the cabin. There's our beautiful gray cabin. This wouldn't be looking like that, though. We have it in VIP. And we're going to go ahead and jump in the flight deck. We're going to shut the door. And we're going to get going. Okay, we're going to click deny. Door's locked. Let's go ahead and throw the seat for you guys. There you go. There's your jump seat. You can have a seat. Now let's do this thing. APU is burning. We'll go ahead and close the doors. Forward stairs coming in first. Roy Yu. Hello from the Dominican Republic. How are you, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Hope the Dominican is doing good. Dominican Republic. You know, we fly to the DR. We actually, coastal, man, we represent the Caribbean. We have a lot of flights down there. Look at our fleet map. Okay, I'm going to click down on the flight mode. That's good. I've got to get down to the Caribbean. It's been a while. It's been a minute. Okay, all that's all programmed. We're ready to go, folks. So literally, I'm going to call up Cliff. We're going to do a taxi check. I mean, we're going to do a push check, and we're going to get the heck out of Dodge. I am going to throw the APU on the line. So get the APU on the bus. We'll go ahead and throw these 2 off the bus, and we will disconnect the GPU and then call for the paperwork. Not the paperwork, we're going to call for the push. Now, this is just a route of flight, folks. It's pretty simple. We're just going to be taking off out of White Plains, pretty much going straight north right up to Montreal, 59 minutes once we're airborne. We do have some weather, like I said. There's some snow in the area. There's snow in the forecast when we land into Montreal. You can see it's kind of be dumping on Montreal. Just light stuff, but nevertheless, it's kind of in the area. It's calling for light snow. This kind of was there and it's moving out, so we should be all right when we land. But just in case, it's there, ready to go. So we know. How was my New Year's, Gary? My New Year's was great. I had 2 weeks off, and it was a good 2 weeks. Oh, Shelton, here we go. Good morning, Captain. Happy New Year. What did the slice of pizza buy his girlfriend for Christmas? Domino's, that's pretty good. I got one for you too. You're gonna like this one. Ready? We got to start with a dad joke every time we do it. Shelton has one every time. This is great. All right, here we go. I got one. This is a good one. So I can't take the dogs to the pond anymore. They were attacked by ducks. Apparently, you can't have a purebred there. Think about that. Get it? Purebred? Purebred? That's funny. Okay. With that being said, let's do this. I hope your New Year's as well, folks. Hope everybody's doing a good job. We're going to go ahead and do a before start check, and then let's go. Let's call for push, And I'm going to go ahead and call up GSX and say prepare for push. No. Do you want to request de-icing? No, I do not. I want to get going. We're good. Oh, there she goes. All right, let me go ahead and turn on the frequency here again. So we're going to listen to ATC, see what's going on. We should be on with ATC. Get my seat all sorted out. I'll get ready for push. Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked yours too. That was funny. Dominoes. Did anybody do anything fun for New Year's, or they just sat around? Sometimes that's the best, when you just sit around. That's what I'm saying. That's what I like. It seems like my 2 weeks of vacation just kind of flew by, unfortunately, which was terrible.
3000 United 310.
Yeah, I wait all year for that, and then it's done. All right, let's get Cliff going. Cliff, you idiot.
New York, flagship 518, short of 24, Bridgeport, ready to go.
Before start check.
Flagship 518, flight runway heading runway 24, cleared for takeoff.
Set.
Runway heading, clear for takeoff, 24, flagship heading.
Closed.
Startup and pushback clearance.
Approved.
Speedbird 39 Hotel on blocks. Thanks for the ATC. See you next time. Bye bye.
Take care. Air Canada 249 Heavy, contact ground point 9. Good
Ready
night.
for engine start.
Okay, here we go. Let me call him up. I'm going to call for push because we're going to go right on to Alpha. New York departure, Riptide 5803. We got to push on Alpha and White Plains.
Alright, that's approved. Let me know when you're in taxi.
All right, we'll call you for taxi. Riptide 5803. Let's go. Brakes off. Your plane. All right, Cliff, you better have done it right. Okay, anti-collision lights on. That's good. I've been double checking his work. All right, Cliff, let's start him up. Start right engine.
Starting right engine.
Wipers on. All right, here we go.
Start valve open.
Right
Into
start.
oil pressure.
This guy, I don't know about this guy. This guy scares the crap out of me. All right,
N1.
timer coming on.
Turn right heading 200, join the localizer.
Right 200 and join the localizer, United 310.
Fuel on, Cliff. Here we go. Fuel's on. Timer up. There's a light.
Fuel flow. EGT. Right start valve closed.
Hold on, Tibbs. I gotta get through it in just a minute. I'm watching the engine light. Okay, good. Got a good light there. All right, let me read it. Goodness, the dad jokes. Well, I got one. What's the difference between Dubai and the... I don't know, the A to B people? Dubai people hate the Flintstones.
November 9121 Hotel, sorry, you're looking for a pop-off IFR going where?
Oh, jeez.
Bravo Delta Romeo Bridgeport. Hotel.
That's good.
November 9121 Hotel, roger.
All right,
Recycle your
let's hit the parking
transponder.
brake.
Squawk 663.
Park brake set. Let's go fire number 2.
663.
Start left engine.
Starting
United
left engine.
310, you're just inside the Echo, clear Eilish, runway 22 left approach.
Left start valve open.
Clear 22 left approach, United 310.
November 9121 Hotel, you cleared the Bridgeport
Abba-dabba-doo.
Airport by
I
radar vectors
love it.
direct, maintain 3000.
Have you guys seen...
and you already got the Squawk 663, so you're safe.
N1.
Right,
Have you seen...
Bridgeport direct 3000.
Hang on.
November 9121 Hotel, read back correct, turn right heading 060, maintain 3000.
Fuel coming on. Fuel on. Here we go.
060 3000.
Timer up. Have you seen
518 3000.
Arrested Development?
EGT. Left start
There's the
valve
light.
closed.
Let's go outside and listen.
Flagship 518, radar contact, turn left heading 180, proceed direct beads, climb to maintain 7000.
180 direct speeds up to 7,000, flagship 518.
Stabilizing.
New York departure, Lear 29 Tango's at the GA ramp, short of Delta Ray taxi, Papa.
Those are off. Galley's coming on for
Clear
me.
29 at Tango to be runway 31.
1, 2,
Let's taxi
3,
via,
4.
oh boy, here
Looks
we go.
good.
Let's taxi via Delta,
Off.
Bravo,
Airs off. Master off.
Zulu, and
Auto.
cross runway 22 at Delta.
Close the pneumatics.
Runway 31 via Delta, Bravo, Zulu, cross runway 22
Take
at
off
Delta.
that armed. All right.
Lear 293. You and I were on the same page there. I thought it was going to be a disaster.
After start check.
Ignition.
Off.
Electrical load.
Checked.
Air conditioning.
Sorry,
supply.
covering what?
Auto.
November 254 Sierra Bravo, do you cover
On.
West Coast County Airport?
Ice
I
protection
do,
tank.
but actually I'm getting ready to
Off.
change frequencies now, so why don't you do this for me?
Closed.
Head over to frequency 120.8, and I'm going to give you a call over there in about 2 minutes.
Free.
120.8. No, it's not for Sierra Bravo.
Flight controls check
310,
completed.
22 left to land.
Hydraulic pumps
Clear
and
to land
pressure.
22, left United 310.
Checked on high. Checked high on. Checked.
Annunciator panel.
Checked.
Ground equipment.
Removed.
All clear signal.
Received.
Flaps, slats.
Upon exiting the aircraft, place your arms around the cushion and hold on to the strap located on the back. This is a non-smoking
Checked.
flight.
Set.
Smoking is not permitted.
Set.
After start check completed.
Okay.
Cabin lights will now be turned on.
Taxi check.
Light buttons are located
Fuel heat.
above your
Off.
seat. Thank you for your
Flaps
attention.
and slats.
13 degrees takeoff.
Beeper bugs and TRP.
Set checked.
Takeoff speeds.
Checked. No changes.
Takeoff briefing.
Performed.
ATC flight guidance systems and nav aids.
Set and checked.
Clears it to right.
FMS.
Ready for takeoff. Let's IFO.
Pre-flight completed.
APU air and master switch.
Both off.
Brake temperature and pressure.
Checked.
Taxi check completed.
Thank you. Rotate. We're cleared on the left. We are cleared on the left.
We are clear on the right.
All right, let's go. New York, Riptide 5803, taxi.
WestJet 518, climb maintain 12,000.
12,000, flex jet 518.
Don't know if we got that. New York departure, Riptide 5803, White Plains, taxi. What the heck's going on? Okay. How about 120.8? They changed it on me here. It's okay, folks. We're just burning gas. No big deal. Really? (120.8). Let's try that. See if we can't hook him up. This is New York. New York departure, Riptide 5803, taxi, White Plains.
Sorry, who's ready to taxi? I just came over to this new frequency.
It's Riptide 5803.
Riptide 5803. Let's see.
3-4, sir.
What runway are you set up for right now? I'll give you 16 or 34, whichever one you want.
Yeah, 3-4 is going to be better.
All right, Riptide 5803, runway 34, taxi via Alpha, cross runway 29.
Okay, 3-4, tax via Alpha, cross runway 29, Riptide 5803.
New York report, New York approach, quick question, Frontier Flight 3390. Do you cover islip?
No, I don't actually. I'm going to be on, you can give New York approach a call, 128.12.
128.12, thank you, Frontier Flight 3390.
New York, United 310, short of 22 right at Echo.
Gotta love the MD-80. Fun airplane here. So anyway, if you have watched,
at New York, short of 22 right.
if you have watched,
Thanks. Cross runway 22 right and taxi the ramp this frequency. Have a good night.
Cross 22 right and stay on frequency for taxi, United 310.
all right, we're cleared on my side. I've got the lights on as well, cleared on that side. If you have watched Arrested Development, they have a lawyer
Clear 2910 goes back with you.
called
3-1, ready to roll.
Bob LaBlah. His first name is Bob La is Bob Lob Blah is his last name. So that's so funny. There's so many puns on that show. I love it. Bob La Blah. And then they have a
November 29 Tango, follow Westchester 7 departure.
They're,
runway 34, clear for takeoff.
hang on. Okay, Westchester 7, Riptide 5803, 34 clear for takeoff.
November 9121 Hotel, you on this frequency?
Stand by.
And then November 254 Sierra Bravo, you up?
Cabin crew, be seated for takeoff.
Space Center, I think you're cut off for Lear 29 Tango. Confirm we're clear for takeoff 3-1.
Correct, clear for takeoff, 3-1.
Line up check.
3-1, Lear 29 Tango.
Cabin.
Secured.
Windows.
Left side closed.
Right side closed. Annunciator panel.
Checked.
Ignition.
On Bravo. Set to Bravo. Set to Bravo.
Air conditioning supply.
Auto.
Transponder set to TARA. Takeoff clearance.
Received.
Lineup check completed.
Thank you. All right, folks, in the chat right now. Let's get the parachutes on. Let's go. We're going to rock and roll here. From departure, we're going to fly a runway heading 1,000 feet, 20 degrees nose up. We're going to go ahead and turn the aircraft over to 295 degrees. Here we go. Throttle's coming in. You've got the aircraft. Right, and auto throttle is
radar
on.
contact altitude.
1,100 Lear 2.
Takeoff thrust set, clamps on.
Tango, turn right heading 360, climb and maintain 15,000.
Right turn 360 to 15,000 Lear 29
Lots of right rudder.
V1.
We're going.
Rotate.
Keep that rudder in there. The airplane wants to reel weather vane hard. There we go. Okay, got a positive rate. Gear up. Get it up to 20 degrees. Once we hit 1,000 feet, we're going to roll the airplane over. Go ahead and select. There's 1,000. We'll go heading. 295 on the heading. Let me just call him first. And New York, Riptide 5803 out of 2,000 for 3.
Riptide 5803, radar contact. Proceed to Grecki, climb and maintain 17,000.
Grecki 17,000, Riptide 5803. Okay, 17,000. We're going to go direct to Grecki. Stop it right there. We'll get him. Turn on the heading. Just going to trim. Nice and easy. Okay, speed's coming in just a little bit. I had to do that because of the descent, so let me just tell him to engage.
Your compression over 5.
Engage heading select.
Heading select, engaged.
November 5,
Select climb
338
thrust.
November, go ahead.
Climb power is set.
We are currently on the ground at Princeton looking for IFR to Reading, please.
All right, November 5, 338 November. You're clear to the Reading Airport as filed. Maintain 3,000. Expect 6,000 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is with me. Squawk 4212.
Stand by.
Are cleared to Reading as filed. 3,000, 6,000, 10 minutes after. Departure is with you, and we'll squawk 4212, November 533 November.
November 5, 338 November. Reback correct. Release for departure. Clearance void if not off in the next 5 minutes. And then on departure, just fly runway heading and give me a call.
Flaps up.
Roger that, 3 November.
Thanks. November 29 Tango turn, left direct Lana now. Climb and maintain 17,000.
Left turn direct Lana, 17,000, lead 2 Tango.
Arm navigation.
03, contact Boston 1347. We'll see you.
Okay, over to Boston. Riptide 5803. All right, so the problem is when I have the stupid microphone on.
Approach Lear 29 Tango. Can I pause for 60 seconds or less?
Yeah, totally fine. Go for it.
Appreciate it. We got to change a setting here.
I'm gonna go vertical speed. Autopilot's on. V speed's on.
Approach Phenom 232 Sierra
Nope.
Uniform, coming up on 6,000.
Don't want
Phenom
that. I
232
want
Sierra
that.
Uniform, New York approach. Hello, turn left heading 150
No.
vectors, visual approach runway 19.
Left 150, visual approach 19.
I told you heading select, dude. I mean, I told him navigation. So I'll hold heading. We'll go over there. Let me call up the slats. Slats retract.
Lear 29 Tango's back. Thank you.
Sure. 29 Tango, proceed right Lana.
In the turn direct Lana, 29 Tango.
Climb check. All right, let's go ahead and call
November 29
Boston.
Tango, contact
130,
New York,
134.7.
Sorry, 125.32.
134.7.
2532. Lear 29 Tango, Happy New Year's, man. Take care. I'll talk soon, too.
You as well, see you.
Seatbelts.
Auto.
578 X-ray Boston Center. Hello. Climb maintain flight level
On.
210.
Climb check complete.
Maintain flight level 210, Boeing 78 X-ray.
JetBlue
right.
2554 Boston Center, descend via the Robot 3 arrival runway 27, the Providence altimeter 3021.
Nav out. Good. 10,000. Let me call him up. Boston Center, Riptide 5803 through 10,000 feet out of White Plains.
Sorry, Boston Center, my PC blacked out there for a second. Can you please repeat?
JetBlue 2554 descend via Roebuck 3 arrival, runway 27, Providence altimeter 3021.
Descend via the Robot 3, runway 27, and altimeter 3021, JetBlue 2554.
King Air 907 November, radar contact, proceed direct to Quincy, climb and maintain flight level 240.
Direct Quincy, flight level 240, 97 November.
Center profile 213, vacated flight level 33.
Profile 213, thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Let me try again.
No, thank you.
Come on, guys. I'm trying to.
Thank you.
Jeez.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really, dude?
No, stop. Thank you.
Thank you.
Boston, what
Okay,
are
fine.
you?
I have other fine things to talk to.
Yes, you do.
Well, thank you both.
Thank all three of you.
God darn it.
Thank all four of you.
Riptide 5803 Boston.
Yes, sir. Trying to check in.
Yes, Riptide 5803. Hello, climb maintain flight level 350.
All right, up to 350. Appreciate it. I should have said thank you, but I didn't want to be that guy.
I have regrets.
As do I. Okay, there's 14,000 climb checks done. We are off the
Want me to have
belts.
the most wonderful ATIS of Charlie's. Expect the ILS on a 1-5 approach.
ILS 1-5, we just picked up Chowda for 250.
350 on the climb. Here we go.
Oh, I gotta use that.
All right, we're good.
Center November 7 Bravo Foxtrot.
Let me tell you what happened is you've got the problem is with FS2 crew, if you have the microphone on, it screws it up. So you can't call ATC. So I was a little behind on the ATC call because I had to shut the stupid microphone off.
Down to 4,682.
So FS2, so Cliff wouldn't get confused on, oh, wipers on, gear down, or whatever the stupid thing he did. I got to make sure he actually retract this. Yes, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Cleared to land.
And those are good. That's good. Good. All right, guys, I think we're stable. It took a bit to clean it up just because of that reason. You know, Cliff doesn't, you know, he's a little... I got to make sure that he's on target, right? 2992 before I do anything. All right, 2992 on both sides. Oh, shoot.
Remember,
Hang on.
Bravo Charlie vacated runway.
Transition.
Set.
Alright, 756 Alpha Charlie, taxi to parking. Have a good one.
All right, we hooked up.
Bravo Charlie, and here we get the status of the wing flight.
That was a wing flight, because nobody told me.
Diamond Mike. Hey, man, what's going on, buddy? Hopefully you're doing well. We just took off out of White Plains, headed over to Montreal.
And Boston Center, November 24/7 Papa request direct to Worcester Regional for full stop landing.
Worcester.
247 Papa, Boston Center, make straight and runway 33.
Getting the bumps. We should probably slow it down.
24/7 Papa.
So we could slow down. If we're getting bumped around a little bit, we got to kind of back it off to 280. Yeah, we probably should, folks. All right, let's bring it back down. 280 on the speed. So what you're going to do is come down here, 280 right there. That's not going to do anything. So what you're going to have to do is going to go FMS override, and that's going to override on the. It's going to pitch the aircraft up more. And then we're at Judd's. Once we hit Judd's, we'll go northbound, and we'll start our northbound trek. And let me give you a progress report here because it's coming that fast. Looks like 262 miles to Montreal. So really fast. I'm going to get the weather report right now in Montreal. Looks like it just changed over for us. So let's see what we got here. I'll write it down on my checklist, my logbook. By the way, if you're interested in joining Coastal, we would love to have you. Go ahead and apply at flycoastalairways.com. Check us out. All right, here comes the weather. All right, we've got weather right now, wind 250 at 13. Visibility is 15 statute miles. And light snow. All right, so it is snowing. Broken at 2,300.
Flight 682, descend now and maintain 2,000. Turn left heading
Overcast.
340.
3,800.
2,000 and 340.
-2 over
13, descend and maintain
-530.10. We're going to be landing runway 23.
Contact for altitude, your discretion.
Say again, November 7 Bravo Foxtrot, sir.
Let's go ahead and
Foxtrot radar contact VFR altitude, your discretion.
we can land anyone. I like 24 left is a good one to land on. We'll make sure it's good to go.
Boeing 78 extra, descend via Roebuck 3, arrival runway 27, Providence, altimeter 3021.
Altimeter.
Descend Roebuck.
We're going to go, we'll have to check this out, but it might be medium. It's got light snow. Therefore, we should have a we should have a
via the Robot 3 arrival for runway
braking
27,
action
altimeter
report.
302
Anytime you have snow on the
United
runway like that, you should see a braking action report. So in our Navigraph charts, if we go to airports and we click information, NOTAM, we have runway 24 left. Let's see, we got 24 left, 555, 20%, eighth inch wet snow, 80% wet, 20%, 8-inch wet snow, 40% wet, 20%, 8-inch dry snow. So we've got some slushy conditions, wet snow, but the braking action is 555, which means it's good. So we're going to plan for good braking action. So I'm going to write that here and just put good, wet. So that's going to let us know we have wet snow about 20% of the runway. And I'm going to start calculating our landing distance right now, just because
looking at the ALS
it's important.
15 into Burlington, looking at the first procedure, how do you pronounce that fix? Is it UNUD or YUNUD?
Right
I've always
here.
gone Yanud, but I mean, who knows?
Okay.
That's not where I want to go. CYUL. And you see this dry, we're not doing that. We're going to go ahead and go.
13, turn left heading 330.
You got medium, good, medium. We'll take good. The wind is 250 at 13.
And center, this is 24/7 Papa. I've vacated the runway. Do you care how I get departed?
Taxi to parking. Goodbye.
-2.
Okay, cool. Good night.
We have 24 left. I'm going to go flap 1540 on this one. So what this is on the MD-80, folks, is if we were doing a go-around, it's retract number 15. We're going to use 40.
Welcome to Burlington.
We're going to go 3010.
Cross runway 19.
30.10 right there, yes. Landing weight is going to come in right around 117. Calculate. There we go. So you can see factor distance right there. 47.53.
3,250.
So I'm going to write that in there.
32, turn left heading 330.
330, pro flight 682.
Hold on. 47.53, right? Yeah. Now, we're going to contrast that with the actual runway. And we're going to write down 131.
Have a great one.
Our target.
Boston approach 1330, get blue 2554, thank you, have a good day.
Yeah, Boston Center, just a quick pie rep, about 7 miles east of Burlington. The cloud tops are about 6,500 for me.
ProFlight 682, roger. Break, ProFlight 213. Aircraft in front of you, reports cloud top 6,500.
All right, we have unassociated, so we're going to go ahead and turn off that. Turn off that. There goes that. We are at 35,000 feet, folks. Coming in there. Looks pretty smooth. We'll go ahead and increase our speed. We're going to go bring it right on back to the
Alright, 823 Golf Juliet Box Center, hello, climate tank flight level 220, that will be your final.
We're not going to override that. We're just going to FMS speed, whatever that's going to bring us. Okay, so we're heading northbound, folks. We won't be out of his airspace until
heading 040.
Gosh, it's so annoying. I hate when that happens. So let me get my wits about me on this. The speed should be coming up. Good. I'm going to go ahead and throw off the seatbelt sign right now just because we'll let him get up and walk around. Everything else is good to go. We're nice and settled in the cruise. We will...
682, turn right, heading 0, Nana, correction, turn right heading 120, join the localizer.
120, join the localizer, ProFlight 682.
Okay, I got 107 miles top of descent, folks. Montreal is not online.
Good evening, Air Canada. 765 is with you.
They're not online? No. Now, let's go ahead and get some landing distance. We're going to need a calculator for this.
30 for Air Canada.
So let me pull this up and let me get my landing distance data ready to go here. And we're going to do the real world landing distance. This is from an MD-80 flight manual. Okay. So we're going to go flaps 40
Established cleared ILS 15.
with landing at 116,000. So we'll say, let's just say 115. Well, let's go up. Let's go 120. We'll play that with 120 on that. Pressure, the altitude in Montreal is 100 feet, so we're going to say it's 0. Pressure altitude 0. So right off the bat, we're going to go good.
I will show that as your current final.
And we're going to do medium or maximum auto brake. We'll say maximum auto brake at 5,800 feet. So that's 5,800 feet, and that's going to be, or if we go medium, let's go medium, 7,700. How's that? Let's try that first. Let's say 7,700 for medium.
682, runway 15, cleared to
I'm
land.
taking you through the process here on how to do this. Okay, so if it's 7,700, we're going to come down here and say, all right, that's assuming reverse idle by 60. We're going to do 1.3 on the EPR on landing. And touchdown ref is going to be about 40 with 5 knots. We're going to go a little over 5. We'll probably do about 7 knots because we'll do half the wind speed today. So we'll go about 7 knots, and let's check this out. We've got altitude, pressure altitude. It's going to be 200 feet. So we got 7,700. Subtract 200 feet from that. That's going to give us about 7,500 now of runway. So I'm going to erase this, and I wish I could do this somewhere else so you could see. Maybe I could do it here. So 7,700, we're going to subtract 200 from that. That's going to give us 7,500. Man, that stupid thing. Okay, so then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to go into we're going to do wind speed corrections. So per knot of headwind, and right now we're looking at what do we got? 13 knots, but that's 250.
Approach 133.0.
So stand by 1.
133.0 by 78 X-ray.
Runway, we're going to go 24. That gives us about 12 knots. So we're looking at per 1 knot of headwind. So we're going to go 50 times 12. That's giving us 600 feet, I think. So we're going to knock 600 feet off of that, 7,500. That brings us down to 6,900 feet. All right, we're not done yet. Are we above or below ISA at Montreal? Montreal is reporting right now -2, so we are below standard, right? Because standard at sea level, it's, I think, what, 15 degrees? And that's not Fahrenheit, folks, that's Celsius. So we're slightly below. We're below ISA, are we 10 knots, are we 10 degrees below? Not really, right? I mean, we're close. We're about 13 below ISA. What I'm saying is saying 10 degrees below ISA, knock out another 150.
Right, I think 120, join loc, 223.
So that brings us down to 6750, I think. So we say 6750. All right, now what is the runway upsloping or downsloping? And we got to find that out, right? So there's a couple things we could do here to find that. We can go to our here, and you can see where we are. I mean, we are not even on this map yet. We should be right there. You see we're coming over Camden or Cambridge, and then we got a nice crosswind coming in. But let's go to the airport here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. You got runways, and if you go to charts and take a look at our taxi chart here.
Good evening, Center.
Sorry.
117 with you on the departure.
Let's just see. The elevation here is 98, and the elevation here is 118, so it's sloping away from us. All right, so it's a down-sloping runway. Not a lot, but it's still, you know, you're looking at, what do we got again? 98 feet on the one side, and then we've got, 118 on the other side. So it's about a 20-degree difference between both of those ends, but it's going to be a down-sloping runway. So good to know. It's probably a downslope, and I don't know if we can get that info from Can't get it from here. I wish we could. But we could probably get it from... Let me look really quick, folks. Just want to make sure. There's a lot that goes on to this. You know, it's not just, oh, whatever it tells you. You know, I'm just walking you through the process of this. Let's call this 1 degree down. Okay, so 1 degree down with a good 600 feet. You have to add another 600 feet of runway. 1 degree down sloping runway. It is sloping away from us. I can't tell you though on the degree, the percentage.
Alpha Charlie Heritage Cross runway 1.
Maybe I could do a search on that. I don't know. We can try to find it.
We have the updated scenery with golf. Can we get golf cross at 1?
Let me just check this really quick, just to see. Now I'm curious.
Oh, you convinced.
So we're going to say YUL
Heritage.
runway slope.
Golf Charlie, the Heritage
24 left, right?
And Profile 682, if you haven't already, make sure you thank
All right. So it's not exactly a percentage. It's 0.2%. It's 0.2%. So it's less. It's less than a degree.
Too kind. We's fancy. We got golf.
Profile 213, thank you so much for the wonderful Burlington scenery. Despite the fact that I've downloaded it, I have been into it exactly once. That one I diverted to Cape Air flight. You are clear to land, runway 15.
15, clear to land. Doesn't matter how many times you use it, as long as it's in your library. That's all that matters. Number 1 in your heart, number 1 in land. Thanks, 250.
0.1. So we're not even a full percentage. It's 0.1%. So I'm just going to leave it. You want to play a little conservative? We can. We can add another 600 feet to this number, which is probably a good idea if we had to. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and add another 600 feet to that number. So we're going to have what did I say it was? How about 7350? Can you believe that? 7,700 feet. Landing distance available at 24 left gives us 8612 on the glide slope, folks. 8612. We started with 7,700 feet when we started this exercise. You see what I'm saying? This says, oh, we have 47 feet. No, we don't. We actually have 7,350 feet when it's all said and done. With all of our calculations and stuff, all our corrections, everything like that, it gives us that. And that's, by the way, that gives us 15% safety margin in there too. So this one does not. I don't think this you could see this factored landing distance should be checked against landing distance available. So you want to make sure that, but I'm going to use mine because it's a little bit better. This is actually the real deal. All right, so a little more conservative that we're using, but even with that number, even with those calculated numbers, we're good at medium.
11,000. The
okay, so we're good. We have 8,612 feet available. It's going to be 7,350 when we land. So we are in like Flynn, folks. We're doing okay. All right, that's how you always know, okay, our numbers are good. I'm okay with that. Let's go ahead and start transitioning to the landing. You can see top of descent is coming up right now. So let's take a look at the Charter 5.
213, welcome to
it's going to be
Burlington, taxi Golf Charlie 2 Heritage.
Lats, you can see 11,000 feet. We are going to do 2, 3... What the heck is going on over here? We're going to go 2, 3, 2, 4 left. I already plugged that in there. So
you're welcome.
2, 4 left, legs page coming in. We've got
wonderful scenery, by the way.
Lats,
Awesome,
EBITDA, done up.
A lot of folks for the help on that, but turned out great.
Elat, Slido, Kurdu, Omval, and then everything else is good to go.
kind of Greg, like, so I'm kind of
Okay.
interested in making theory, namely
Good.
Bangor, because, like, I'm sick and tired of default variants. Like, I want it to look better.
I'll see what Greg says.
Here we
And
go,
then
right there.
I'm also kind of looking to learn, so if you guys do it, get me involved. Besides, I can get you guys pictures.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, we're going to go ahead and set this up. I don't even know what's going on the frequency, folks. I'm a little busy trying to get this airplane set up for descent and landing and planning and stuff like that. Hopefully you learned, like, even just this little time that we learned right away, like, holy crap, it's not as simple as just looking at the number. There's a lot more in depth that goes into planning on, you know, where you land at. And there's a video coming out tomorrow on the Flights and Broadcasting Network channel. It's going to be a crash investigation that I kind of go over and give my color commentary on. It's a quick one. It's only about 7 minutes and 29 seconds because the first one's like 34 minutes, so I'm trying to do a little bit quicker for folks.
Boston Center, hello.
You might get something out of it too.
Ground at Burlington, clears to DCA with information Dunkin' Donuts.
Gosh. When are we getting dumped off the frequency? Are we getting passed off here soon? No, I'm going to have to call descent here.
Boston Center, clear to Washington National Airport. Burlington Co-Factory 1
I'm going to call him Carter 5. We got to hold.
Filed. Maintain 10,000. Squawk 3550.
All right, we're clear to Washington National Airport, Burlington Co-Factory 1 departure. Status filed. Maintain 10,000. Squawk 3550. Blue Streak 5025.
Blue Streak 5025. The readback correct. Advise ready for push.
We'll give you a call for push. Information Dunkin' Donuts. Blue Streak 5025.
Come on. Boston Center, Riptide 5803. You want us to descend via the Carter 5?
Riptide 5803. Cross EBDOT. Out of maintain 11E 11,000. Burlington Co-Factory altimeter 3013.
Okay, EBDOT 11,000, Riptide 5803. Okay, so we've got EBDOT 11,000. We're going to cross that. We're going to do that hard altitude now. It says below there, so that's just going to change that from below to hard. EBDOT right there. Execute. There we go. So we just told it what we're doing. We're going to come over here. I got to tell Cliff what's going on now. So this is 11,000 feet. We're going to set right there. Pull that. Done. I'm going to go ahead and get the ILS pulled up. Just make sure really quick. If I go to information, click NOTAMs, that there's no closures on runways. Nope. 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 Okay, I don't see anything.
Would you mind if we get lower? We're coming up on Calvinton.
Okay, we're good. All right, so that's all good. Let's get Cliff going here.
Cross the Calverton VR, Charlie 12,000 feet, 50 knots.
Are you ready for the approach briefing?
3025.
Go ahead.
Any questions?
3025, and we'll cross Calverton, Charlie.
Right, so once he's done, we'll do the descent check, and then we'll go ahead. Shelton, how about our Rangers? You know, they played a good game against Chicago, which is good. A stinker against Hurricanes. They actually got shellacked on that one, and they're not gonna win in the playoffs if they keep playing the way they are. They have to play a lot more. They have to have grit. They don't have the grit that they need. They don't have it. They don't have that grit. I don't see it happening. In order to win the cup, you have to have some grit. You have to have physicality in your game. They don't have it. They just don't have. They're not hitting. They're stick checking, and you're not going to win. You're not going to win. Maybe you get through the first round if you're lucky. You know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I need to see. I really need to see a lot more hitting. A little more grit to their game than what I'm seeing right now. I'm not really impressed with. And I know that they're the best team in the NHL. I get that, folks. I get that. I understand. But that's not I'm looking past that. I'm looking at the playoffs. They will lose their shirt. I'm telling you right now, they will lose if they don't start throwing the bones and start hitting and start playing with grit. When you get swept by Carolina, like just killed 7-1, Carolina is a team that in the playoffs are going to play worse. They're going to play better than that, and they're going to play harder than that. And if you got killed by that team, and the Rangers just didn't do anything, they got to the blue line, and the Hurricanes shut them down, and what do? They try to get the puck through the blue line, carrying the puck. They got to dump it in, and they got to chase it, and then they got to chase it, and they got to hit. That's the only way.
Contact New York approach.
And you know what's interesting is I was watching the game against Chicago. Connor Bedard had a puck, right? He had the puck on a stick. Trocheck comes over and doesn't even hit him hard. He just pushes the kid. I mean, the kid's 18 years old. He pushes him. Bumps him off the puck. Trocheck takes the puck down the ice, passes the puck, goes in, and we get a goal. VC gets a goal because of the hit. That's what I'm trying to say. You've got to be physical. You've got to play physical. You've got to hit people, check them, get them off the puck. That's the only way you're going to win in the playoffs, period. The Rangers don't have that game. So do I think we're going to win? Maybe the first round will get killed on the second because I'm telling you, they don't have it yet. I don't see it in their game. Something's wrong with them. That's how I feel. Yeah, it's crazy. Shelton, I'm looking at the season's already half over. I can't believe it. But it's fun. They're fun to watch. It's just I wish they would. I'm not excited yet, right? I'm not like we have a team. We don't have the team. We just don't. Not right now. We don't. And then I don't care what their record is. It doesn't matter. I see them play every night or every game, and I'm going, we ain't going to win. This is not, we don't have what it takes to win the cup right now. And they have to start thinking, they have to start talking about that. They have to start in the locker room. They just better be talking about how do we win a Stanley Cup. Every game we got to bring it hard, 110% every game. So when we get to the playoffs, we don't have to sit there and play. That's our level. Our level of game or level of play is that amped up. They're not there, right? I mean, I saw it with Carolina. Carolina whipped them. Bad. It's all good. Christopher, how are you, man? Sorry, I just saw your text here. Did you hear about the Japan? Yes, I did. That was a shame, right? So you had an MD-80 landing in MD-80, a 787 landing in Japan, and you had a Coast Guard, Japan Coast Guard -8, was told to hold short of the runway, and the crew doesn't, and I don't know why. There's some confusion, I'm sure. They didn't ask ATC about it, and that was it. And there you go. And the 787 is not going to see the airplane at night with all the lights on the runway. There's no way you're going to see little beacons because the landing lights weren't on. Nothing was on. So that was difficult. That was a tough one. I'm glad. You know, it's sad. I'm glad that nobody died, at least in the 787. That's a good thing. You know, I feel bad for obviously the Coast Guard folks that lost their lives. It reminds me of the same kind of accident in LAX. We had a 737-300 U.S. Air land on a Metroliner, a SkyWest Metroliner back in the day, and that was really bad.
Center 125.32.
Really bad. All right, 237 on the course.
32 97 November. Sit.
237. I don't know, Shelton. What do you think? Am I off my rocker? Do I think the Rangers are going to win anything? I might be off my rocker. I mean, the thing I don't like about their game is they're not consistent. They're just not.
Charlie, 12,000.
They're all over the map. Some days they're good, some days they're bad. It's like, and I understand you're never going to have good games all the time. I understand that. Shoot, hang on. Descent check.
Fuel quantity.
Checked.
Approach briefing.
Performed.
Landing data.
Set.
Boston set up as a good
Check
evening.
complete.
United 65, we develop at 38, sir.
United 65, Boston Times Squawk 3532.
All right, here we go. Okay, when we get to 18,000, we'll call transition now, and then we'll get this thing set up. But that's kind of what I think is going on, right? I'm excited for the Rangers are going to be playing the Islanders there at the MetLife Stadium. That's going to be a fun game to watch, man. I'm excited about that. That should amp up the players a little bit. Outside on the ice in a huge stadium, that's cool. And that's a big rivalry game too, so that's going to be a fun one to go see. All right, through 23,000 feet, we've got we're descending into the area, into Montreal. Looks like we might have some turbulence here. Just coming down through the chute. We'll have to get our engine anti-ice on for sure. We've got our frequency 110.5. We are going to do runway 24 left. 237 on the course. That's already ready to go. Shelton says, no, you're absolutely right. If you want the cup, you're going to have to be physical. Yep, that's right. See, I'm right. I mean, I've noticed that. I'm like, something's wrong with these guys. They are not there. They're not where they need to be, and I think I'm not the only one that thinks that way. I think there's a lot of, we got to start throwing the bones. Look, you're not going to win a cup if you just score, because you're going to have a physical team like, the Hurricanes. And I keep saying that. I keep talking to Pops about the Rangers need a trade for a bruiser. We need a bruiser. We need somebody out there to throw it. Cooley's, he's probably our most physical guy, him and Trouba.
Yes, plane.
But anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox because I could talk about that forever.
Go ahead, pretty much.
Oh, we didn't hear that. We did serve for just a couple of minutes. Give you a shout when you get back.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I'm waiting for a dump off here. It doesn't look like we have anybody online. It looks like Ottawa's on, but not Montreal.
Descend via Ocean 5 arrival runway 27 Boston.
122.8 is there. All right, we've crossed there. Lights are on. I heard him kick on the lights. It's good. We'll call transition. And then we'll do our descent checks here. I should be off of his frequency shortly. Like right after LATs, I should be off his frequency. Which is good, then I can concentrate. It is snowing out there. We should be all right, though, coming in. Transition now.
Set.
Okay. Let's do an approach check. Approach check.
Navigation.
Set.
Approach check completed.
All right. Cliff, you're doing all right today, my friend. He's doing okay. He's not doing too bad. We're getting out of Boston here after LATs, which is about coming up right here. Then we got EBITDA, or EBDOT, whatever you want to call it. I call it EBITDA because it looks like it. There's 17,000 feet.
Center Lufthansa 32. Can we know how long we are away from for the Unicom?
Lufthansa 32, you've lost my airspace. Moncton's close, frequency change approved.
How many people watch hockey?
Lost my airspace, Moncton's close, frequency change approved.
I know the Rangers. I think that's what you're asking. The Ranger games in New York are pretty much, they're sold out every game, and they're 18,200, I think, that holds at stadium. Nothing like footy in Australia, where it's like hundreds, thousands and thousands of people in Australia watch that, which is really fun. That's insane. Nothing like that. Our stadiums, our arenas are much smaller in the States. Our football arenas are bigger. They'll hold around 50s. College even more. College around 100 and something thousand maybe. Colleges can hold some big, lots of people. Did my first VAT sim flight the other day. Oh, cool. How was that? Was that fun? Did you learn something? All right, sorry. Shoots on, folks, in the chat for me. We're getting close. I'm looking for a dump off here. I want to get handed off so we could. Looks like Montreal is offline. We should be handed off here any minute. 3012. And I'm waiting for the handoff. It should be like right now. We're out of his airspace. We are on ZUL, which is Montreal. All right, 13,000 feet coming down the chute here, looking good. We're going to go 11,000 feet. Once we're there at Carter, we're doing the Carter 5. We're going to go ahead and drop down to 9,000 feet, below 9,000 feet. So I'm going to set this up right now. We're going to go 9,000 and arm it. That's armed. Shelton says, last time I went to an NHL game was 2002. The Blackhawks were playing St. Louis Blues. Cool. Nice. You know, Gary, I would love it. You got to experience, or Shelton, you got to experience a Ranger game at the Garden.
JetBlue 117, contact New York approach 128.12. Bye-bye.
It's pretty impressive.
Over to approach 128.12. Have a good night for JetBlue 117.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and throw this to medium because we planned it that way. So set to medium. That's off. I'm going to go ahead and set this system to alpha. We've got visual conditions, folks. It's not that bad. The weather should be updating here very shortly. I don't like this. Oh, gosh, I hate when that happens. Are we out of your airspace? Yes, we are. We're in Canada. Boston Riptide 5803. Can we change frequencies?
Riptide 5803, you've lost Montreal's close. Recharge approved.
All right, we'll see you. Have a great night. We'll see you.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. All right, now we're on 122.8. And let me call Montreal. Sorry, that's why I had to do it. We're getting close. Montreal traffic, Riptide 5803, going to be setting up for runway 24 left on the Carter 5, done up 9,000. Okay, we got 1 degree there. We're going to have to throw on some engine anti-ice. I'm going to go ahead and do that now, just because I don't want to call Cliff and have Cliff go, huh, what do you want me to do? He'll get it all wrong. Okay, done up at 9,000, 220 on the speed. That should be a max deal, 240. That should be 220 actually. So I don't know if this is a little late, but it might be. Slow it down, right? I guess not. There's 10,000 feet. That's on. We're going to go ahead and do a final check here in just a minute. Okay, there's 9,000. Going to come down to 4,000. We'll keep on descending. We're trucking down to 4,000 now, folks. Sean, when they had the Winter Classic in Michigan for Toronto versus Detroit, it was 104,000. That's what I thought. I mean, it could go pretty high, but that's in a open stadium, right? I mean, our arenas, hockey arenas are much smaller, and they're smaller, so you want good seats, and wherever you are in the arena, you want to see, you want to have good seats up close to the action, and I think that's why they do it. And some states are better than others in hockey, so the Northeast, you're going to really pack a lot of stadiums. The West is not as prominent as the East is, just because that's where it started. It started in the East. Canada, you're pretty much fine. You're always going to be full in Canada because It's a big deal in Canada. It's our sport, I guess, there. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. And you know what, Gary, I've been to a few Ranger games in Manhattan, in New York City, and stand by. I'm just gonna have to click VNav again. Go for it. Let's go. Yeah, there we go. Max 210 on the speed, coming down. Here we go. It's good. Just want to get a weather check here, folks. Looks like we've dropping. We have ATIS, METAR, same thing, but it looks like it's marginal VFR now. So we'll just plan on that. We're actually going to drop the HUD. I'm just going to use the HUD as a backup. All right, I'll go ahead and kick it on IMC. We'll have to wait till it warms up. So Sean just went to, recently I went to a Ranger game in the Garden, but it was a preseason, and the atmosphere was against the Islanders, and the atmosphere was really, really good for a preseason game. Sean just went against Detroit. He's a Detroit fan, so you can ask him how the atmosphere is in Madison Square Garden. It gets pretty crazy. It's fun, though. Taylor Swift, I bet you she sold the entire thing out. She could probably sell out. I mean, footy, I researched footy, and I couldn't believe it. It's like hundreds of thousands. Gary, how many people can pack a footy stadium when they're watching the game? I mean, it's huge, folks. It's something like 120, some crazy number like that, and they show up. It's awesome. All right, we are on the basic downwind of that. I'm going to start slowing the aircraft down. Let's go ahead and tell him to get the slats out. Slats extend.
Speed checked. Slats are extended.
Slats extended.
Sorry, my mic was on. I have to shut the dang mic off. All right, we're slowing it down. We're going to turn this. I'm going to have to get the flaps 11 out. Flaps 11.
Speed checked. Flaps 11 set.
Okay, 3,000. All right, we're going to go down to 3,000 now. Yeah, we know we got the horn. And set. Landing gear. Shut up. All right. Looking good, folks. Wanted to keep descending down here. We need to be about 3,000 over Sloka it's called. 100,000 is the most MGC, which is the biggest in Australia. It's just huge. That's huge. I mean, that's crazy. That's like that's like a college football stadium. I know Michigan's got one that's just packed like that. That's a lot. That is a lot of people. All right, you can see we're just passing the kind of passing our profile. I want to drop below profile a little bit. We're on a downwind essentially. Once we hit this, I'm actually going to extend and go heading select because We'll go heading select. You can see how I just want to keep descending down to 3,000, and we'll slow the aircraft down. We'll turn our base leg, which will be a left turn, and then we'll intercept through that. We've got that in. I'm just going to go ahead and start chasing the ILS frequency so I can hear it. Yeah, it's going to be fine. The visibility is just, it's supposed to be pretty good underneath the cloud deck, so just making sure we're not icing up or anything. Looks pretty good. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and start our turn in. Heading select. Here we go. Roll the aircraft over. And then as we do that, let's slow it down. Montreal traffic, Riptide 5803 on a base, runway 24 left, Montreal. Keep that roll in there. Kind of get it on a good record here. The throttle's coming up as we level off, so there it goes. That'll shut up. You can see kind of where we're going. Little turn here. Keep on turning, right? Kind of square it off. I wanted to make sure we get a little bit wide on this because this aircraft can't turn past 15 degrees at this alt. So at this speed, I should say. We're going to have to keep it nice and slow. Good intercept angle here. We'll get a nice 30 degrees. There we go. We'll clean up this vector. I'm going to go to Sloka and execute it. And that's how we're going to do this. See? Nice vector. Put us right on a 30-degree intercept. We're probably going to be able to visual as we turn in here. We're right where we need to be, folks. Looking good. Yeah, they're all sold out. She's insane. I mean, I'll tell you what. Say what you want, but man, not only, I mean, I think she's a billionaire now or some crap like that. It's insane. She's very talented, though. I mean, she worked hard for that. Good for her, right? She writes her own music or something. My daughter loves her. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just arm this. I'm going to click approach. I'm going to just click the arm. You can see the localizer capture that right there. And then let's slow the aircraft down just a little bit here. Let's get it down with a reputable speed. I'm going to go FMS override now. I'm going to bring it back down to about 180. Start slowing the aircraft down. All right, shut up. We're still pretty far away, so I'm not too concerned with it. Let me call him up. Montreal traffic, Riptide 5803 on final runway 24 left, Montreal. We're going to do one more notch of flaps. Flaps 15, and then we'll call him. Flaps 15.
Speed checked. Flaps 15 set.
All right, folks. Once we go on final here, good speed, 180. We're at Sloka. We should get a good intercept. I'm hoping that we can get a good intercept here. 3,000 at Sloka. We should intercept at it's called Itins. Itins. I don't even see Itins, but I'm watching this thing. 110.5, 237. We should be hooking up shortly. We got to hold 3,000 until we're intercepting here. The DH can be right at 200 feet. Okay, that's alive. Nay. Glide slope is coming alive. Oops, let's do that. Okay, you got 1.5 dot gear down. Flaps 28.
Speed checked. Flaps 28 set.
Flaps 40.
Speed checked. Flaps 40 set.
Final check.
Gear.
Down.
Ignition.
Set to alpha.
Auto spoilers and auto brakes.
Armed.
Flaps and slats.
Set and checked.
Landing clearance.
Received.
Final check completed.
All right, so what we can see now, we're off the glide slope. So not on, we're pretty much on the target. You can see the ILS coming in. And you're going to fly, I got the runway in sight, but you're going to fly this box, big old box, and that's what you're going to do. So you got a crosswind. I mean, obviously, we got a little bit of a crosswind at 26 knots. Definitely expect that with the wind. We'll take over here in a little bit when I see the runway just a bit better. Snow's coming down. We got the snow. Montreal traffic, Riptide 5803 on final runway 24, 5 miles. Glad to see the FAA reinstated Cliff. Yeah, I don't know. Scott, I don't know, man. He bugs me. I got it in sight. All right, here we go, folks. Looking good. Maybe give you a good landing. I don't know, right? It's not about style points today. We're just going to do like I always do, try to positively put the thing down on the ground where it needs to go. All right, windshield wipers coming on. They're through 1,000 feet. I'm going to keep on this heading. We've got 19 knots. There's 1,000. Knock it off. Okay, so we're seeing a little bit low, so we're going to go ahead and pitch up. Give a little bit of speed. There we go. I've got a visual, but I'm using the HUD as well to help. Okay, I've got to redirect this down. There we go. I've got a visual on the runway now. And the speed is now 14 knots. So I'm just going to let the aircraft kind of drift over. Getting a little on the high side now. Set. I like that right there. I'll let it drift in. I might have to push a little bit of gas in there. A little on the high side. That's okay. We got a 9-knot crosswind right now. 500 feet. Checked. We need to do a mist. Pretty much straight out. And we're going to make a left turn.
Approaching minimums.
Roger.
Minimums.
We're landing.
Align.
Okay, I'm going to rest that right there.
Flare.
I'm flaring, dude. Get on that center line, that would be nice. So in reverse, we're just going to follow that line. I can get on that center line there.
80 knots.
There we go, 60 knots. I'm off at the reversers. Let it roll, let it roll, let it roll. We got to go all the way down. Welcome to Montreal. Now this scenery is new. Well, newer. I think we're going to go all the way down. Now Sean, he said gate 52. No, not 52. I looked at my paperwork. I've got it here. It's over here. It's down. That's why I'm doing a long roll. Because where we need to go is around here. So tap the brakes. Let's get off here on this side on Alpha 4. We're going to go around the terminal and I think that's it. Welcome to Montreal. All right, we'll go ahead and cross this. We don't have any runways to cross. That's it. We're done. Montreal traffic. Riptide 5803, clear of runway 24 left, Montreal. Okay, let's go ahead and stop the aircraft just for a minute. Let's get our bearings, figure out where we're going to go. 1, 2, get those up. That's on dim. I'll have him clean up the aircraft. That's the good thing about Cliff, and while we figure out where we're going. And the paperwork here is... The only thing I wish we had was... standby. I can see we're coasting here, right here. So this is our paperwork right there. I'm just going to stop the aircraft here. We've got, we're in Montreal. We're looking at gate stand. It's the FBO, gate gourmet. We're looking at Swissport W2 on the parking. So West 2, apron west, that's kind of where we always park. I'm thinking. Kind of where we always park is over here. Let me just see if there's something I can pull on the taxi that's going to help us blow up the spot, because it's hard when you're looking and you're like, well, where is West 2? Okay, I see it. Nope, that's W5, 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 West 4, West 2. I see it. West 2, I gotcha. So I'll show you where it is, folks, on the chart. So if we were looking at this chart here, you can see, and I can spin this, West 2 is going to be right here, so that's where we're going to park. Got it? So we're going to taxi. We're here. We're going to taxi all the way around here. Okay? If that makes sense. We're going to round the terminal now, and the good news is you'll be able to see. We're just going to basically go straight, and then we'll go down West 2. Does that work? How's that? Let me tell Cliff to get the aircraft going. After landing check. All right, and just to give you an update, folks, I am actually
completed. Set.
Hold on. What? Flaps and slats. All right, so just to let you know, I'm building a new computer. I'm going to start building my computer now, which will be nice. Whoa, where are you going, bro? Where are you going, bro? There we go. It's a delayed nose tiller here. Alright, let me shut this off. You can shut the whip wipers off. It's not snowing now. Not snowing too bad, at least. We're going to go ahead and taxi out here. You can see the terminal. This scenery, I forgot who did it, but it's really, really good. Really nice to be able to see this. Normally, it's at night. We can't see anything. We're kind of all over the place. In Montreal, sometimes it's hard to see the terminal. Well, we can see it good today, which is nice. I forgot who did this, but the scenery is just excellent. Cliff hit furlough from Spirit. Yeah, we got Cliff back. We brought him on retainer again. I was like, Cliff, you know what? If you could, hold on, we're drifting. West 2. West 2. Nope. Okay, they're dispatching on site right now. This is the Montreal scenery. It looks beautiful. Do you know who did this? I forgot who did this Montreal scenery, but it's Really, really nice. All right, I'm going to go ahead and shut down number 1. It doesn't look like we're snowing too bad. If it was really bad and it's, you know, snow packed, we'd keep it running. Cliff said that he prefers the Airbus. Yeah, and he flies like it too. Actually, today, Cliff did a good job, right? We're going to give Cliff a what? 9 out of 10 maybe? Maybe an 8? Let's give him an 8 because he wasn't all that bad. He did okay. He didn't do too bad. It's unworthy handling the best airliner known to mankind. He's unworthy of it. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, he is. No joke. That is funny. I believe Alpha Flora keeps him from ending his career. 7 out of 10, Shelton said. Okay, we'll give him a 7 out of 10. Should we fly with him back? The hard thing about FS2 crew, folks, is when you're talking to ATC, you got to mute the microphone because otherwise he's going to get all confused and go, wipers on. And you're like, no, I said gear down. Wipers on. No, I said gear down. Yeah, Sean's giving Cliff a round of applause. Okay, we'll keep him. We'll keep him on the next flight. By the way, the Rangers play Montreal tomorrow, Saturday, and then we fly back, I think tomorrow night. I got to look at the paperwork, but I think we have to fly back tomorrow night. And I might do a stream on that as well. We'll see. I might get that stream. This is not normally where we used to park. I'm going to go to the next one. So not the, I'm going to do the outer because that's going to be close to a gate over here somewhere. Normally, when I was with the Panthers, we flew like South 3 Alpha or something like that. Make sure he does the walk around and stay away from the whiskey. Yeah, that's no joke. I see pink people. That's probably where we need to be. Yeah, that's pretty. Cool. Let's give you a better look here. Now the snowstorm's coming in, isn't it? Now we're getting the snow. Well, I didn't have to go wide, but I am. Where's our hotel? I think we're staying at the, I think Cliff has dyslexia. I'm sure he does. He's got a lot of things wrong with him. But every time I talk, that's what I'm saying. You got to mute the mic, or otherwise it's no bueno. It's hard to talk to ATC. Why is my altitude at 17,900 feet? Did he do that? Gosh. All right. I see my pink dudes. That means we're close. Not bad, folks. This hasn't been a bad stream here, right? By the way, we're ever closer to that 1,000 sub, and I think we had a couple of suggestions when we hit 1,000. As much as snow we're getting at home, half surprised you didn't fly to the Caribbean. Well, yeah, I know, right? We are getting a lot of snow. We need it, though, dang it. I should have, though. I should have went to the Caribbean. I'm doing a charter run, man. This is my life in the winter. Right here. You're looking at it. Is that okay? I'm right there. West 2. I've got it. I won't blind you. This is a new one for us. We're normally parking all the way over there somewhere. So this is cool. New spot for us. I like it. All right, we're going in awfully fast here. Yeah, I know you want us to slow down. I get it. Just park the airplane. Don't be a Karen. Oh, now you want me to stop? Okay. We're done there. Brake set. Belts off. APU is online. Let's go ahead and throw down number 2. Number 2 coming down. Good stop. We're going to keep the APU running because if not, we'll be freezing here. You parked a bit too far askew. Oh, 0.7? Excuse me. You're the one who just... Whatever. Stupid. All right, let's do a parking check. And let's get the folks out of the airplane. How's that? Seatbelts off. All right, Cliff, last time. Parking check.
Parking brakes.
Set.
Flaps and slats.
Retracted.
APU or external power.
Established.
Fuel levers.
Off.
Anti-collision.
Off.
Hydraulic pumps.
Off.
Seatbelt switch.
Off.
Ice protection panel.
Off.
Transponder.
Stand by.
Parking check completed.
Thank you. All right, let's get them off the airplane. Let's call up GSX. We'll have them deplane us. Matter of fact, I don't think they will, but we'll request deboarding. So I'm going to come over here. We'll click this. Open our forward main. And I'm going to go ahead and pop the cargo open. We're going to get all the... we're going to start onboarding our folks. Let's see. Here comes the stairs. Sean, I think we fly out of here tomorrow, don't we? I got to look at my paperwork, but I think this is a quick turn. And then I think it's in a couple weeks, and we're headed over to Vegas. So we've got a west trek on the way. Tomorrow we're going to be at the gate. Okay, good. A taxi that long makes you more of an Uber driver than a pilot. Yeah, do a disco dance marathon? Oh, gosh. Yeah, good. Good. We'll be at the gate tomorrow. I like that. All right, so what I'm going to do here is a couple of housekeeping things. We're going to go ahead and click this. I'm going to reset everything. I'm going to go ahead and get our ACARS program up and running, and we're going to go ahead and file the flight. File the flight plan. Let's see what happens. PIREP is filed. Done. It's in the books. Woohoo! Crew notes says Happy New Year. So I want to show you this really quick. This is what we. This is our paperwork that's given to us. We have. This leg is now complete. We are staying at the Hotel Dramine, Montreal. I got to look that up. Happy New Year. Thank you. We're at Gate Alpha 2 in a parking stand. And we do have our paperwork, by the way. You can see right here we had to have our passports and stuff like that for this. We got to clear customs, the whole 9 yards. Tomorrow we are out here at 10:55. So that's going to be a late flight out of here tomorrow night. And then we're back into Westchester. So it's a quick turn. That's what I like. I like these quick turns, right? Anyway, that's our paperwork that comes with the charter the charter department that we have. I will actually do a couple things before I shut the systems down. And Cliff and I do the... let me open the door and see our folks off the aircraft first. That would be nice. We'll wish them good luck on tomorrow's game. Good luck. Play hard. Can you imagine if we were really doing it? It would be hard for me. So I'd be like, really, guys? Would you fall asleep again? 6750. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't do that. Okay. Jeffrey says, great job, Captain. Thank you. Next week is... Oh, that's right. Next week we have CPS, which is in St. Louis. We have St. Louis next week. Then we go to Dulles. And then we go out west. So maybe it's in a couple weeks, and then we're there. All right. Everything is good here. I'm going to actually get the APU shut off. Oh, yeah, I don't need that. That's right. Now come over here. Let's get the ground power on. They really wouldn't have a GPU, so we won't simulate that. Actually, we won't simulate that. So let's go ahead and just shut it down. They're off the aircraft. There's only 60 people here on the airplane. You know, when is Father's Day? I mean, when is Mother's? It's either a Mother's trip or a Father's trip, and I don't know when that's going to be, but we're going to carry more passengers then. We might even have to take a different aircraft for that. We'll see. Okay, let's do this. Parking, we're going to do a shutdown check. Okay, we're going to go ahead and... I'm going to do a before leaving aircraft. Before leaving aircraft check.
Emergency lights.
Off.
Air conditioner. Galley power.
Off.
Windshield anti-ice and anti-fog.
Off.
Pitot heat.
Off.
Lights and screens.
Off.
APU.
Off.
Battery switch.
Off.
Before leaving aircraft check completed.
All right, Cliff, you're free to go home, my friend. Get out of my airplane. He's done. Good job. What do you use for the voiceover check? That's going to be, it's called FS2 Crew. I mean, it does a generally okay job. The only issue becomes where your when you're talking to air traffic control, you can't. That's what I mean. That's an issue. Oh, there's one thing I got to do. Sorry, hang on. Before we shut the other one down, let's go over here and throw this off. Then we're going to spin this puppy up to about 15. Okay, APU's off. And we're just going to, this is the outflow valve. You want to make sure the outflow valve's closed. About right there. That's where you want it, right there. Good. Okay, and then it just basically we got the reason why we're still on here is we've got throw that bus off, and then we're gonna go ahead and throw this to APU. The APU is spooling down. Battery is now off, and we've got good. We're gonna go ahead and hit the hotel. I am done. So we're gonna close that door. They'll probably tow the aircraft off to the parking area here, and tomorrow we'll be at a gate, which will be nice, I hope. We'll board at a gate tomorrow night. Awesome. Good stuff. All right. Gary, I will catch you later for the stream. Yeah, we'll see ya. Jeffrey says aviation perfection. Thank you. That was a good flight, folks. A lot of fun. A little bit slow on the departure just because of, I think, Cliff. I can't talk to Cliff and talk to ATC at the same time, so it kind of screws it up. Maybe I just mute him, do what I did. The problem is you start like hitting switches without, it screws FS2 crew up. So if I like hit nav, and then if I hit arm navigation, and it'll screw him up. Like he gets out of sequence, and then he's all jacked up for the rest of the flight. So it's kind of weird. All right. By the way, folks, if you're new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button right now. It helps us out. Hopefully you learned something here really quick about just, charter procedures and in general. If you're interested in coastal airways, we pretty much try to do it the real way and the real world on how this is actually a real world flight that they've done. And we follow the schedule here. And we have our own schedule as well. If you check us out, go to flycoastalairways.com for more information. All of you have a great night tonight. We'll see you tomorrow, maybe. I might film it. You might see it on the channel, but I'm definitely releasing a new video tomorrow. Our members and our patrons will be able to see it already. It's been up for about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. Okay, I'll be honest, your best stream is where you're by yourself. Yeah, I think so. I agree. I'm not I'm not messing around and trying to worry about what he's doing. Totally understand. All right, folks. Until next time, keep the blue side up and the brown side down. We will see you tomorrow. Peace. Disconnect this. Go Rangers, right? Let's do that.